Zell Boy Army, welcome to another video on the channel. This is a much requested one that I've had in the last few weeks. I was about to do it and then they dropped a new patch, so I thought I may as well wait rather than do a video and then I have to update it a few days later. This video is the how to attack post patch on FIFA 21. The game has got much slower in the last few patches. There's some OP things I'm not seeing that many people use. So this video is going to be dedicated to showing you how to attack on the new game, giving you some tips, tricks, allowing you to score more goals and break down your opponent's defenses. The first place I always start when it comes to attacking and defending is with the tactics and the team. Obviously, having a team like mine is going to help you to break people down a bit easier. But there's things you can do when you're on a cheap budget that are going to help. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you saying you can attack just as well with Gold Usman Dembele as you can with Team the ACR7. I'm not like that. I admit the game can be a bit pay to win, sometimes too pay to win. But you can do great things on a budget with cheaper players. If you're someone watching this thinking that, I hit a 30 over 300k team in December. It is possible, and following this video and the tips and tricks I'm giving you here, it's going to help. So, the first place to start is the tactics. I think on this patch, you are really going to struggle to attack if you are not using a two-striker formation. The defenders on this game are really strong. It's very hard to break them down, and I feel like you need the two-striker options to be able to break people down. Having the 4-2-3-1 is the obvious formation that I'm talking about, that people don't use two strikers. It is very good still because of its possession or our defense, but if you're struggling to attack in that, the lack of two strikers is probably going to be an issue. The tactics is a key part, and a key part of attacking on this game is how you press. I start with 5-5 balanced in my 5-3-2 tactic, and one of the reasons I recommend the 5-3-2, and I'll see a lot of hate on Twitter about it. A lot of people even have been messaging me, calling me nasty names, saying I'm encouraging people to play negative. I'm not. The 5-3-2 is not a negative formation. It is a myth. And people who are saying it just don't understand how it plays. If you watch my original 5-3-2 video, you will have seen some of the insane attacking goals I got on that, and I'd recommend that for some tips on attacking as well. I've done 2 on it. The first one I did showed how attacking this formation can be. When you get the wing backs and overlap, lots of options. But if you're struggling to win the ball back and be able to attack because of that, then you can always go to a higher depth press after possession loss. I recommend this for a lot of people. I was recommending drop back a few weeks ago, and then I tried it. And it is viable, but in bad gameplay, it is actually quite hard to defend on drop back because you can't switch quick enough and you give a lot of space up. Part of the attacking options, obviously, are going to be the offensive style. Do not play possession ever. Possession is the worst offensive style by a distance. Long ball, fast build-up have the uses. I tend to prefer balanced in general, but those other two do have the uses. So look at that. You can always up your width, players in box, mess around that. Tactics I provide, I think, are pretty much plug and play, that you can try them and they're going to make a big difference. But you might want to tweak them to suit you. Now, when we look at the players in the team, yes, not everyone can afford a team the CR7 or Eusebio, but you can get cheap players who can do the job. I released a video a few hours ago about insane value 5-3-2 squad builder. And in that team, we had Usman Dembele, Ben Yedder. Yes, they're not going to do what Eusebio can do, but they have the meta things that allow you to attack better. We need to have 4-star weak foot, really, minimum, on our attackers, and a 4-star skills. If you don't have 4-star weak foot or skills, it makes you so much more predictable, and being predictable is going to hurt you. That is one of the things on this game, that one of the best things that pay to win teams and the better meta players can do, and you can get better players on a cheap budget, is they make you more predictable and give you more options. If you have a 5-star weak foot, you can turn and shoot either way. If you have a Robin with a 2-star weak foot, you are very predictable and a good player will know how to mark you. Setting your instructions right, getting lots of options. So I've joined the attack overlap. In the 4-4-2, you might want to get your left mid, right mid in behind. These are things you can do to get the most out of your attack. Having midfielders who can defend but also have good weak foots, these are some of the things you can do. Tactics and the team make a big difference. But ultimately, whether you have a 30 mil team or a 100k team, the main thing that's going to make a difference is how you play in game. So let's get into some gameplay clips. And I'm going to show you some of the most broken OP ways of breaking people down and how to attack on this new patch. Sometime next week, I'm going to do a video about the 5 most broken OP things on the game right now that you can use, exploit to attack, break people down. And the broken OP things, these aren't like they're undefendable. They do take skill to use. They're just very strong is what I would say about them. And the first one, and one of the first big tips I would give you for being able to attack better and break people down is to learn some skills. And I'm going to show you one here that is amazing. This, though, requires a 5-star skiller. It is the ball roll scoop. This will be in the broken OP things video that I'm going to do, and I'll go more in depth of it. But for the sake of this video, skills are a big way of breaking people down in attack. You do not need to be spamming them all the time. And this trick is a more complicated one. So I'll tell you some more tricks that you can do to break people down that might be a bit easier. But I'll show you an example of this here. This is the ball roll scoop. You can see there, very quick turn. You can see now, I go to do a ball roll there, and he's tried to mark me there. He thinks I'm going to cut it there. Watch how quick I turn. Look at how quick the animation is. You can exit in a variety of different ways with the ball roll scoop, which is one of the things that makes it so OP, because anything that is unpredictable and hard for your opponent to read is going to be strong. Attacking, this is a general thing about attacking as well. Being unpredictable, not doing the same thing every time is going to be valuable. I see so many people when I do coaching lessons that they just keep doing the same thing. They just keep forcing the ball forward. They spam the bridge. All they do is try through balls. They just attack through the middle all the time. These things kill creativity and kill your attack. So one of the big tips we're giving here is learn some tricks that can unlock people. But then another big tip is don't be predictable. If you're predictable, a good player is going to find it so much easier to defend you. So let's go back to the start of this clip. Ball roll scoop, get separation. Ball roll scoop, do the same. And then here, I do a double tap pass. Double tap passes are another thing that are really good at attacking. So this clip has lots of different things about it. Double tap passes are really good because when a pass might be a tough one to make, it lifts it above the defender. And for some reason, defenders just don't seem to lock onto them that much. They're pretty dumb, to be honest. And then there, I pass straight back, volley it, and that is a pretty unusual goal. And my opponent didn't expect it. But the ball roll scoop twice, double tap, the creative play, being unpredictable, opened my opponent up. This clip now, we're going to start with a bridge. A bridge on this game is just a double tap R1. And by the way, the ball roll scoop, to do it, like I say, you need a 5-star skiller. You just do a ball roll, then a fake shot at like a 45 to 90 degree angle. Depending on which angle you do it at is the way it will exit. But the ball roll scoop might take a bit of practice. Go into the arena and practice it. There's bridge though here. Watch at the start. The bridge is that OP still that you can just do it into people sometimes. If you do it at like this diagonal angle, it is very hard to defend. People don't freeze as much against the bridge now, so it's not as strong as it was, but it still gets these ludicrous bounces. I conceded a goal that lost me a pro qualifier match this weekend where he did the bridge. I read it. I tackled him. It bounced back to him, and then he just got an easy finish from it. The bridge is still strong, and one of the definite tricks that I would be recommending you guys to learn. But anyway, we go through here. What are we going to do here? We've not really got much on. We could dead stop fake turning. That's pretty good. But we go for the ball roll scoop. Completely sells him. Scoop turn again. That's why I like having a 5-star skiller. Having the right players, and again, you can get 5-star skillers, Jao Felix, Usman Dembele, that aren't that expensive. It makes a big difference and opens people up. You can see there, the bridge to get a bit of cheese go our way. The ball roll scoop here sells him. Another scoop. And people just dive in. And when people dive in and get frustrated, skills are a great way of unlocking people's defenses. You do not want to spam the same skill all game. You might want to go in a rivals game and spam a skill to practice it, but don't in a weekend league game against someone pretty good or someone that you're struggling to break down. Just keep doing the same thing. If it works, you can keep doing it, but you want to be unpredictable. You want to throw it in at a time they don't expect. Being unpredictable is probably the biggest tip I can give you for improving at attacking. And on this patch, the ball roll scoop, the bridge, having the right skills are vital. Because on this patch where defense seems OP, too strong, the game's slow, being unpredictable. Having these skill moves is so important post-patch on FIFA 21. More than ever, counter-attacking, choosing when to counter-attack, controlling the tempo of game is important on FIFA 21. At the start of the game, where pace seemed king and people playing more end-to-end, you could get away with it a bit more. And this is something that is always going to be a part of how to attack on FIFA 21, but post-patch, even more, with how the game's getting more negative and defensive, it is important to control games and know when to counter-attack, when to slow it down, when to change the tempo. Let's watch this here. So I win the ball back here, and I've got a choice. Do I go straight to the midfield and try counter-attack? You'll see I don't. I do build up, but I spread the play out. Spreading the play out wide as well is a big thing I would say to do post-patch. It's been a thing all FIFA, but even more on this game, where defences are going to be compact, quite deep. Spreading the play wide forces them to move the defence quite a bit, and it can open up some gaps that aren't there without doing it. So here, I play central now. I go out wide to Davies, and you can see now, it just starts to shift his defence up a bit, which is useful for me. Opens up more space in the middle as well. Ultimately, you do want to be attacking down the middle, but to get more space in the middle, you need to go out wide to get it. And you can see I'm being patient in the build-up. I've not forced a counter-attack that isn't there. I'm going backwards, I'm keeping the ball, I'm working my opponent. And as well, attacking and being patient, frustrating your opponent, making him dive in, this is going to lead to better attacks as well in the long run. See there? I now see a chance to go to my striker. When you get this chance to get a 1v1 against a centre-back, if you can get good at the tricks that I've talked about, so things like the bridge, ball roll scoop, dead stop, La Croqueta, things like that, then getting into this one-on-one situation is going to be really good, and you should always be looking for it. But that's why you need the skills and unpredictability, and then be patient, build up at the right way to find that space. Here, let me go backwards a bit. Sometimes this software glitches out a bit. There, we do the bridge, we burst past him, and I don't score here, because now when the keeper's one-on-one, I should ball roll and go past him. I tried to. I don't know if it was delay or I mistimed it, but I did it a bit late. But that attack was a perfect attack. I messed it up at the end. Maybe it's me, maybe it's the delay. But that attack had a bit of everything. Patience, going out wide, not forcing a counter-attack, playing that driven pass into the striker when it opened up, bridge to get round him. I just didn't end up finishing it off. But you could see lots of different things in that attack. Controlling the tempo on this patch is so important. If you don't control the tempo of games, you're going to get bored, frustrated. If you just keep rushing forward, you're going to end up doing this thing where you just keep playing straight into their defense. It's not going to work. Be patient, go out wide to stretch teams, play that pass into the striker, use the trick when you can, mix it up, be unpredictable. If you can take anything from this video, being unpredictable post-patch is more important than ever. The final thing I want to talk about for how to attack post-patch, and I really don't like that this is such a thing, but it is through balls. People defend quite deep on this game, and one of the big reasons is through balls. And one of the things I like so much about the 5-3-2 is not just all the attacking options it has, but the three centre-backs it have in the formation allows you to defend through balls a lot better. Stallion Sama did a great video recently on his YouTube about what I think it was titled "Why Every Decision You Make in FIFA Doesn't Matter." I'd highly recommend you check it out. And this is a clip from his video where you can see here someone's on the ball there. The opposition is controlling their defender there. That's the attacker running through. And watch what happens. So he's showed there. You can see now the player's playing the through ball near his own box. The defender is defending. It's Varane, who's a very meta defender. And watch what happens with the through ball. That is a crazy through ball, and it ends up leading to a goal. I don't really know what the opponent could have done to defend that. And if you go watch Stallion Sama's video, like I say, I'd recommend it a lot. There's a lot in that video that talks about the through ball meta, the crazy passes, and how stupid they are. And that is just an extreme example. It's not always going to be like that. I don't want you to take from that clip just spam chip through balls every time you ever see an opportunity. But what you do need to take from it is that through balls are something that are very, very strong on FIFA 21 right now. The best time to do it is press L1 to trigger a run on your attacker, and then when it gets on the shoulder of the defender, play the pass then. And quite often, especially when you have a quick attacker, if the defender's not turned or adjusted quick, you will get in nearly every time. You will have to take some time to learn how to play the passes, get the power right, but it's not actually that hard. It should be a lot harder than it is. The better passers do make them more consistent. Like, you're going to struggle to play it with like normal Kyle Walker, but they're very strong. What I don't want people to do or take from this is just start spamming through balls every time they see one. I've seen a lot of people try to spam through balls, and when they're marked or someone covers them, they're not going to work. You only really want to do them when someone gives you the opportunity and leaves the gap in behind. That is when you want to do it. But there you saw someone did mark them. They can be that strong that they're undefendable at times. They need nerfing, and through balls are a very effective way of scoring on FIFA 21. So watch Stallion Sam's video and see how strong they are and try practice them. Like I say, be unpredictable, mix up your attacks. Don't just spam the same thing every time, because if you do, it's going to be too easy to defend. If I see someone just spamming through balls against me, I would just switch to my centre back and cover it, and they'll keep giving me the ball. But if you don't do the through ball every time, and then you suddenly see one and you just do it, it might catch someone out. Same with the ball roll scoop, mixing up the tempo, playing slow, then going quickly to your striker. All these things are going to make a big difference for you attacking on post-patch FIFA. Guys, hope you've enjoyed this video. Appreciate your support a lot. I will be streaming right now live on Twitch. You should come check me out, see me getting annoyed at Weekend League. Appreciate you guys. Hope you're having a great evening.